Good morning, y'all. It's Lippy with Gemini Homestead. I've got an awesome recipe. There's a little story behind this recipe. This has been a family favorite from the oldest to the youngest. It is what we call our traditional tea cakes. Now, I have researched and I have looked online for many tea cake recipes just to see if there was any out there like this one. And I could not find one. My sister started making these, I believe, behind my mom 55 years ago. Could be longer. I've been making these 30 years. This is a cookie that we make probably every 4 to 5 days during the holidays from Thanksgiving through Christmas. It just is a really all-around simple, fantastic cookie that we call a tea cake. But like I said, it's not like your traditional tea cakes that I have found. But it's very easy. So I'm going to walk you through it, pretty fast. In my mixing bowl, I've got 2 sticks of butter, unsalted, which is a cup of butter. And all I did was let it get to room temperature, and I lightly blended it. So that's just 2 sticks of unsalted butter. To this, I'm going to add 2 beaten eggs. This is going to go by really fast, y'all. 1 cup and 3/4 of pure cane sugar. So just 1 cup and 3/4. And at this point, we're going to get the mixer on low. And as you can see, it's all wet ingredients, and that's what I want to do. You want to always mix your wet ingredients before you add your dry ingredients. Now to this, it's 3 tablespoons of evaporated milk. That's 3 tablespoons of evaporated milk. And a heaping teaspoon, and I said a heaping teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And that's it. We're going to let this mix and incorporate very well. Now I'm going to move it up 1 notch. Because I really want to blend it well. Now I'm not trying to froth it, meaning I'm not trying to double in size and put too much air, but I want it blended smooth. And it's there. Now I'm going to crank it back down. There we go. It's off. Now, to this bowl that I've got here that I've already sifted and blended together, I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, Himalayan salt, your baking salts, not the iodine salt. It's a teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm trying to remember, let me think. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/8 teaspoon of ginger. So it's 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of ginger. And you're going to preheat your oven on 350. I can't believe I remembered that. Remembered and talked at the same time, y'all. Now I'm going to turn this on low. And I'm going to slowly incorporate my dry ingredients. Now this is going to be a very soft dough. You see how simple the ingredients are? The simple ingredients don't do the flavor of this cookie justice. It is amazing, y'all. And you see I'm being very patient as I'm putting in the flour mixture. I hope y'all try this cookie recipe. I think it's going to be your family's favorite too. We're almost there, y'all. This is where you don't want to get in a hurry. You just want to be patient. It's in there. I'm going to move it up one notch just to blend it decent. Okay, we're done. Now, what we're going to do at this point is we're going to set this bowl in the refrigerator a minimum of 15 minutes. Because then when we take it out and we roll it into the balls, you'll understand the consistency of it. But I'll lift this up, and it is extremely soft, y'all. So I'm going to get it off the paddle, set it in the refrigerator, 15 minutes, and then we'll get to rolling up some cookies. Okay, it's been 15 minutes that the dough's been sitting in the fridge. Got the oven preheated to 350. And I'm just using a kitchen tablespoon. Now, this is where you can make the size your own. We like a good hand-sized cookie. I don't like anything small. So all I'm going to do is roll it up. And you see the dough is kind of wet, but it is not sticky. And I'm just going to roll them in a ball. You don't have to be too delicate with it. Now you could use an ice cream scoop or anything, but I do fine just with my hands. And they're going to bake 10 to 12 minutes. You're looking for, they're almost a tan color on top, and you'll see the bottom get a little bit of a golden color. We like ours on the soft side. And now this is a large batch, so it's going to make quite a few cookies. So I'm going to get all of these rolled up. I'm going to get them in the oven. And then when I get through doing the cookie sheets, I think I'm going to end up, I'm guesstimating a good 3 to 4 dozen. Then I'll bring you back and show you what the cookie looks like. And we don't do anything else from this point. But while these are baking, I'll go ahead real quick while I'm rolling some up, and I'm going to give you the rundown. You're going to start with the wet ingredients. And the wet ingredients is 2 sticks of unsalted butter, room temperature, 1 cup and 3/4 of sugar. I prefer pure cane sugar. 3 tablespoons of evaporated milk. I may have to put it back in the fridge. If it gets soft on you, put it back in the fridge. 3 tablespoons evaporated milk. It's 1 cup. See, I already told you the butter. Let me hang on. 2 sticks of butter. Y'all see, I'm trying to get this off my 2 sticks of butter. 1 3/4 cup sugar. 3 tablespoons of evaporated milk. And a heaping teaspoon of vanilla extract. You're going to incorporate that very well. Then in another bowl, you're going to mix your dry ingredients together. And that's 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And you want to sift that really well. A teaspoon of salt. I use Himalayan. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of ginger. And that's it. And once you get your wet ingredients incorporated, then you're going to slowly fold in your dry ingredients. Set it in the fridge 15 minutes. I may have to set mine back, which I will. I always set mine back in when I'm doing a batch because it rolls better when it's cold. But I'm going to get these all rolled up. Then I'll bring you back because I don't want to make the video too long. And we're going to have some tea cakes, and it's going to be perfect timing because it's almost coffee time, y'all. And for Miss Lippy, that's at 3 o'clock. Well, to be honest, it could be any time in the day. But I usually shoot for 3 o'clock. Well, we got them done. We ended up with 4 dozen sitting in a tin can. And I've just got a top of a hamburger bun sitting in here. Remember, if you put a slice of bread in there, it's going to keep them fresh. And this is the size cookies that we prefer. And I told y'all I was going to get me a cup of coffee and a cookie. I deserve it. I'm going to show y'all. Oh, it smells so good. But I'm going to show you how it's almost a cake cookie. But now I don't, this is the color of the bottom that I prefer. See? And that's kind of the inside. Y'all, it's the best cookie all around, hands down, in my book. And like I said, it's enjoyed from the oldest to the youngest. But boy, what a treat this is. It brings back so many memories, y'all. But I want you to try this recipe. You can't go wrong. Now that's a tea cake. I hope you enjoy this. Merry Christmas to everybody. Many blessings to everybody. And until next time, God bless. I might have to get, let me see. I mean, you know, I sweated, y'all. I need at least 2, don't you think? Bye.